Hello, everyone. Welcome to Spirit World Insights. I'm Jackie. For those of you that have been watching this playlist, welcome back. For those of you that this is the first time you've ever seen one of these videos, then just know that you've been drawn to this video because it will be in some type of resonance or alignment with something that you or your higher self would like you to know. I am a spiritual medium, a portal, and a channel. I'm also a healer. I had my spiritual awakening in 2012, and ever since then, I have been guided to teach and educate people on how to empower the memories of who they forgot they were. We are all very, very capable of utilizing gifts and talents from who our higher consciousness is and how it's been played out in past lives, and utilizing that now during this process and this incarnation is sometimes very challenging. And so I try to put together videos that help people understand and navigate their own ascension process. So when I do Spirit World Insights, I'm actually channeling one of my main guides, which is Archangel Metatron and Archangel Gabriel. They come together and bring tools and techniques with lots of insights and inspiration for that navigation. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the questions that came through this past week. And then Metatron would like me to pull an oracle card. So, all right, let's get started. So one of the questions that came through was in response to one of the other videos that I did where I was talking about crystals. And so the question was, how do you pick the right crystal for you? And it's interesting because the first thing that my higher self brings through in response to that question is, don't pick the crystal because the crystal will pick you. When you don't go in to a crystal store, if you're ordering something online, and I do suggest that you try to find a crystal store rather than ordering online, because it's really amazing the feeling that you have when you are drawn to a crystal. Because what happens is every crystal has its own frequency, vibration, something that it's able to bring forward, not only to you, but to the planet. And when it's found its resonance, when it knows who it's meant to go home with, it will call you. You'll be drawn to it either maybe by its color or its shape or the texture, or maybe you'll just feel the frequency that it's giving off. And it's pretty awesome when you give yourself permission to have that experience. Okay, so that would be my suggestion to that question, is try not to pick the crystal, let the crystal pick you, and just see where you're drawn at the time. The next question was, how do you program a crystal? So it is important whenever you do receive or buy a crystal to clear it first, because you never know who else might have touched that crystal, not always knowing the type of energy that crystal was subject to, or that it might have absorbed. And then also intentions are put into crystals, and so you want to clear all that to start with. And there are a lot of different ways that you can clear crystals. Some of the ways that I'm familiar with would be to use selenite, and selenite is a clear white crystal that is self-cleansing, and it will cleanse not only itself but anything else that it touches. And so that would be one way to clear a crystal. Another way would be to put it outside on the ground, or maybe next to a tree. Some people will put it in cold running, like creek water or river water, for a few hours to clear it out. It really depends on who you talk to. Smudging, using sage to clear a crystal, using sunlight, moonlight, those are also common ways to clear a crystal. I always ask the crystal, I'm like, how do you suggest that I clear you? And obviously it helps when you have your clear abilities turned on and you're able to hear clairaudiently that response, or maybe it's a claircognizant where you just know what the crystal is saying to you. And again, it's a telepathic communication that we all have hardwired instinctively within us. You just learn to trust it. But if all else fails, then try saging it. But again, those different ways that I mentioned are all good. And then once you've got it cleared, then you can program it. And programming is where you're just putting your intentions for what you would like that crystal to do. Now, keep in mind, each crystal has its own, like I said, frequency, but it has its own aspect, so to say, of what it's good at. It's like, what is the norm for that type of crystal? So I'll give you some examples. So lapis, okay. Lapis is a blue crystal. It is commonly tied to the throat chakra because blue is the throat chakra. And so lapis is the type of aspect that works on things that have to do with the throat chakra. If you're talking about citrine, okay, this is an orange, yellow, golden colored crystal. It is commonly utilized for motivation, drive, and clarity. So I end up using this crystal not only for the second but also the third chakra and even the third eye as well, because of the clarity aspect. So then I just have like a smoky quartz. Smoky quartz are great at detoxifying the system. And then I also brought in a purple jasper, which is really great at releasing contradictions that you may have, obstacles, things like that. So each crystal, again, is going to have an aspect of the type of thing that it will help you do. But you can program it, if you like, with a specific intention as far as something making it more personal to you. I will say that I have learned, and let me say this too, kind of like upfront, I am not a crystal guru, but I have a fantastic relationship with all of the crystals that I have. So today I'm basically just sharing the insights that I've been given by my own higher self and guides and the crystals themselves. But what I have to say is not, there's lots of flexibility around all of this. But anyway, so back to the crystals that you're programming. What I understand is that the crystals that are clear, the ones that have no color to them, are the ones that are more amplified, and so they are great at programming. If you want to utilize crystals in order to protect a space or hold a specific energy within a space, then you can utilize something like a quartz crystal. And when you're programming it, you can either just hold it up to your heart, maybe you want to bring it into your third eye, and then I would suggest you ground to Gaia, connect yourself to Gaia, and then allow yourself to just speak from the heart on what the intention is that you would like that crystal to hold. I always seal in my intentions, and the way that I seal intentions in is with a figure 8 sign 3 times, so the infinity sign 3 times. So if I'm taking a crystal and I'm holding it up and I'm bringing my own personal desires of intention into that crystal, then once I do, then I will do the infinity sign 3 times and basically see it as though it's branding into that crystal. And then again, from there, you're just trusting the brilliance of our multidimensional selves in this planet that it's going to work. Okay. Another thing that you can do, because the other question is, how are they used? So they are used, again, where you can either, whatever their aspects are, you can use them on those chakras in order to, like if you're lying down in meditation, you could place like the lapis on the throat while you're meditating. If you need to clear your emotions, then maybe taking the smoky quartz and putting it on the second or third chakras. Okay, different ways. There's so many different ways that you can utilize the crystals. But if you feel like you need to protect something or raise a vibration, you can do a grid. So programming a crystal is one way, but then doing a grid is where you would actually take multiple crystals and lay them out like on a table with specific intentions. Sometimes the grids that I do, I ask the grid, I'm basically asking whatever the intention is for, what crystals ought to be used. And then I just trust that and I pull them in. Every time I stay in a different location, I will do a grid for that location. I usually end up using grounding stones like selenite, tourmaline, shungite for the actual formation of the grid, like the outlines of the grid. And then I'll use any other crystal that I feel is calling to be utilized within the formation of the grid. And then the same thing, put your intention into it, seal it in, and then know that it's going to hold whatever that space is that you are looking for. So there's a variety of different concepts that you can use for your crystals. Trust your instinct and your own intuition when it comes down to what ones you're using and what you're actually programming it to do. And don't hesitate to look either online or books, videos that are out there that talk even more about this stuff. Everyone is unique, just like every crystal is unique. And so trust where you feel led. What information do you feel resonates with you, whether it's a book or a video or something that an article that you're reading online. Put the thought out there of, I'm looking for information concerning this, and then look it up. And what will happen was law of attraction. It will draw you to the right thing that you are meant to read at that time. One of my favorite things is on Gaia TV. There's a show called Crystals, and I think they have maybe 4 or 5 episodes so far. And they're great because they're showing you all the different aspects, all the different perceptions of crystals, not just 1 or 2. They're showing you like 4 or 5 different ones, which is great because then you get a variety of what resonates with you. So I highly suggest checking that out if you have access to Gaia TV's shows. And then also there are just some amazing and wonderful crystal books out there. And I'm not going to suggest any because, like I said, you will be drawn to the one that's ideal for you, depending on what it is you're meant to learn and understand. Okay, so much information out there. So trust yourself. You're gonna find it. The other question that came through this week was how to clear property. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together a video that will explain how to clear land, clear property, as in home, buildings, even cars, anything that's electrical or mechanical, how to ground electronics, and how to clear yourself or others as well. I'm going to put together a whole video around that topic. And then what I will do is put it on my website to purchase the link to that video. So it will be a private video that you can purchase the link to, and then you'll have access to it 24/7 whenever and as much as you like. I feel like that's the best way because it's so much information. There's no way that I could condense it down into a short amount of time. It's more likely that it would be about an hour long video at least, maybe a little longer than that, in order to bring that type of information through, because I do believe I do teach this kind of stuff in the one-on-one consults that I do. But I realize that there are some of you out there that would like to learn this. And so Metatron is suggesting that I go ahead and make a video, and then I'll just sell it online so that you have access to it. So in the coming days, I will let you know when that video will be up. But right now I'm going to target for November 3rd as being the date that I release the video. So, keep a watch out for that. And like I said, I'll make sure to mention once it's up and ready to be purchased. Okay, he's wanting me to talk about why people, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Why do we clear things? Good question, Metatron. What we are doing when we're clearing is when there is disharmony, say in the land, you're talking about disharmony in the geopathics. So the way water runs through property, if there's been fracking done in the property, if there is magnetic issues in the property, then there's things that are out of alignment. And then whoever and whatever is on that property can, because we're energetic beings, and sentient beings, we pick up on the disharmony, and it can cause emotional ups and downs. It could cause trouble sleeping. It can cause just mood irritability, not having any tolerance. There's a variety of different things that go on. Even your animals are going to experience the fact that something is off. I have a few clients that call me when their dogs won't go in the backyard to go to the bathroom, and they're like, okay, something's up. Can you please clear the land because my dog won't go outside? This is common because they can sense the fact that there's something off in the energy as well. And usually once you clear the land, then it's fine and everything seems to go back to normal until something else happens. It's not a one-all fix all the time, because every energy is constantly changing, but being able to harmonize it is an incredible benefit. If you're talking about clearing land that the house sits on, then you can clear the house as well. And what it does is it brings the harmony of everyone that lives there together too. Sometimes because of all the magnetics, there's a lot of there's ley lines that are shifting. There's a lot of light coming in on the planet, and it's really changing and impacting the vibration of this planet as she is ascending. And so a lot of people are hearing low-grade hums. They're feeling vibrations that aren't normally there. And that, I can say honestly, every single property that I have cleared in the past year has had some type of magnetic disharmony. Every single one of them. And that was not normal in the past. So there are definitely a lot of changes that are going on for Gaia, and we're picking up on that. So grounding electronics is important, especially that humming sometimes can also be because of 5G things that are going on. And so Metatron and Gabriel have given me tools and techniques for grounding the electronics. If you are sensitive to even touching anything electrical, like it zaps you, I'm totally familiar, that has happened to me many times, then this also helps that as well. If you are, I know Metatron's just like throwing in things to that might resonate with you. He's also talking about if you try to watch videos online or things like that, and you get thumping in your ears, or feeling ooey gooey sticky stuck type of things, that again, you're just picking up on energy that is out there that is not in alignment. And a part of clearing land, clearing property, grounding those types of things, grounding the electricals, are different tools and techniques that you can utilize to see if you can get beyond that. Okay. What else, Metatron? Oh yeah, clearing. Okay, so clearing people. So when you're wanting to clear, I would always say start with yourself. Never clear anyone else unless you have permission. Permission, permission, permission. This is what I talk about in the playlist of the Awakened Healer Within. We're talking about what, when you're working on helping yourself and working others, you need permission. So when you're clearing yourself, it's about clearing disturbing effects of others, because we all take on energy that is from the environment around us, people around us, and it comes into our auric fields, and it can feel and create chaos, disharmony within ourselves. And so you're clearing what I call disturbing effects of others. When you are clearing what I call elemental layers, you're actually going into the emotions that are impacting you at that time based off of your environment around you. So it could be going into your sense of security, safety, support, fear, purpose, loss, grief, joy, healings of the heart, lineage, ancestor. We're talking about a plethora of different emotional things that could be impacting you. And when I do clearings, I'm trying to go into those emotions that might be in the outer auric fields that are ready to be processed back to source. That's a big part of the clearings that I do. Joint balances are other things that I teach, because the left and right hemispheres of your body, even the front and the back sides, get out of alignment depending on how you stand, how you sit, how long you stand, how long you sit in a given day. It can go off kilter. And so doing joint balance is another thing that I'll be teaching. And then lastly is getting into the chakras. It's how do you cleanse and balance the chakra system. And there are basically 7 different ones that are within the physical body. And each one of them relating again to different types of aspects of who you are, and being able to bring them into balance is another thing that I teach during the cleansing. It's totally different than doing a healing process. A cleansing is, again, working in the outer layers of oneself, what's in the auric and the bodies or layers of who you are energetically. Healing sessions work internally that are connected with the blueprint of who you are. Okay, so they're very different. A clearing can be done at any time. Healings I usually do only at night when the person is sleeping. So anyway, the videos are going to cover how to clear property, how to clear land, how to clear home, car, things like that, and then also clearing your person, or maybe even clearing your pets. Okay, things like that. Okay, all right, so now Metatron wants me to pull a card. So he's asked me to use Kyle Gray's deck. So this is the Gateway of Light Activation deck. And just see collectively, again, if you've been drawn to this video, it is because there is some aspect of you that feels as though there is information within this video that will help All right, so for the collective, what is it, Metatron, the message that you would like to bring through for today? Okay. Merkaba activation. I love this because Metatron is like the Merkaba. He's the Merkaba man. So A Merkaba is just what it is. It's two triangles on top of each other. The top one spins right and the bottom one spins left. And the Merkaba holds energy. It holds energy and it holds vibration. So this brings up a very good point, because every time I do a session on someone, when I connect to them, I always put them in a Merkaba, because it's going to hold the vibration and the frequencies of what is being utilized for them. Whether it's a clearing or a healing or whatever it might be, the Merkaba is going to hold that person's space. So I have my own Merkaba that I'm in, and then I tether out to you, and I put you in a Merkaba, and then I hook you up to your own higher self, your angels and your guides. And then from there, the work gets done and it all goes into you, into the Merkaba, okay? Very incredible and beneficial tool. All right, I'm gonna call it a tool, because it is utilized within the aspect of whatever it is you're trying to do. When you include the Merkaba, know that it is going to hold whatever it is that you're working on. All right, I'm curious what Kyle Gray has to say about this, and then I'll let Metatron piggyback with any other message. I was brought into the awareness of the Merkaba. When was that, Metatron? Probably about 4 years ago. Yeah, about 4 years ago. And I use it daily ever since. I never do a session without it, because it is so, okay. All right, I'm going to read what Kyle has to say. So the Merkaba, and they can be pronounced and spelled in a few different ways, actually. So that's just normal. But they're ancient Egyptian and Hebrew words relating to the ascension process of the soul. The Hebrew Merkaba means chariot or vehicle, and it's most commonly associated with the prophet Ezekiel's vision of angels traveling on or in spheres of light. In an ancient Egyptian, Mer means light, Ka means spirit, and Ba means body. So light, spirit, body is what the meaning of the Merkaba is. When these three words are put together, the idea is that the light engulfs the spirit and body, and there is an opportunity to rise up. The symbol of the Merkaba is the star tetrahedron. This 8-pointed star is simply the 3-dimensional extension of a hexagram, a symbol that is strongly associated with the Hebrew and Egyptian mystery schools. In modern spirituality, the Merkaba is acknowledged as the light body or vehicle that we can activate for the ascension process. It has been said that it is surrounded by an 8-pointed star tetrahedron, and when we're aligned on a spiritual level, the star spins at great speed, creating a sphere of unbreakable light around us. This sphere of light can help us move between the dimensions. While we are having a human experience, it creates a portal into the divine matrix so that we can connect with guidance and walk the path of light. Okay, so very similar to what Metatron was saying. It's going to hold and transport you. It's awesome. If you're not using them, take it or leave it. Obviously, again, does it resonate with you? But if it does, have fun. Have fun. I love utilizing the power of the Merkaba, and I'm very grateful to Metatron for bringing it into my awareness and utilizing it, and how I help myself and other people. Okay, so that's our messages for today. There it is one more time. The Merkaba, 2 triangles, one on top of each other. And like I said, the top spins right and the bottom spins left, creating a sphere for you. All right, if you have any questions, if you want to make comments, I always welcome that. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up so that we can help with the 3D aspects of YouTube. And if you know anyone else that might benefit from this video, please share it. And what else? Oh, subscribe. If you have not subscribed yet and you would like to know when these videos are uploaded, I do a series of 3 different videos 3 times a week. And yeah, this is fun. I love teaching these videos and sharing this on a big spectrum because that's ultimately what I just love doing. But I also love doing the one-on-ones. I enjoy being able to connect with you personally in order to answer questions that you have and teach you whatever it is that you are ready to take on and dive deeper for yourself on your own ascension process. I do accept donations because doing these videos do take a lot of my time. And so if you do feel inspired to contribute, then you can go onto my website and make donations. And also, if you're using PayPal, you can find me at ClearVibe. So thanks again so much for your support. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you guys have a very pleasant weekend. Okay, till next time. Bye.